Mic check 1 2 1 2. We in this bitch. Welcome back, family. Welcome to the N1 podcast. This is episode 13. This your boy Uncle Tito.
It's your boy Stephon.
We're happy to be back, man. We took a little break. I had a birthday last week
Happy
that I
birthday,
celebrated.
my brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Big old young age of 32.
That's
you know what I'm
very young.
saying? Blessed to just be happy, healthy. With living the blessed life that I live, all the people I got around me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just
Doing your
very
passion.
thankful, you know what I'm saying? Doing this. I can't even lie, bro. When I reflect on everything that's happened this year has been litty, dog.
Yeah, 2026 has been a pretty decent year.
Decent
I ain't gonna
year,
lie.
you know what I'm saying?
It's going by fast, though. I mean,
It
we're in
has.
August now.
Nigga.
We're down the first week of August now. It's August 7th now. So it's like,
Shit is crazy.
yeah.
I always say, after my birthday, it's basically the end of the year for me.
Same. I'm a June baby, so that's
So you already know what
Once
time
I hit
it
that,
is,
Yeah,
like-
once I hit that midway point, I'm like, July. It was a long ass July. I ain't gonna lie to
It
you.
was.
July was long,
Dog, that
bro.
shit felt forever, bro.
Oh my god, that was like the we have Hump Day, but that was the Hump Month.
Word, yo, you not
now that we're
lying.
over that hill, I guarantee you, bro. I already started seeing Halloween stuff being put up.
Damn. I don't like that, though.
They were trying to rush through this shit, bro.
I don't even like how they'll already have Christmas stuff up by October and Halloween hadn't even passed yet.
Oh yeah, no,
Like, slow down,
easily,
bro.
bro.
Slow down.
You're gonna see it's gonna be subtle signs, bro. You're gonna walk into Sam's Club or BJ's. You're just gonna see a box with a fake Christmas tree that's available. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
It ain't gonna be in the front, but you walking down the aisles, you'll be like, Christmas trees.
Yep.
And then you get to October. What I've been noticing, at the Home Depot, they put up the tent. There's no Christmas trees there, but they just put the tent in the gate, just to have it there. It's like, well, all right. And then by the time you hit November, it's over.
Over with. Shit
It's a
crazy. But, whatever. We keep it pushing. Just try to keep enjoying these times as fast as they be moving. It's also funny, too. We got a little special guest today. I did not expect this. My little homie that be working with us, little knucklehead, but we love him. We call him Lil Chef. Decided to pull up to the pod. Come here, bro. Come here. What's up, G? Say what's up to the camera. My dog came out to support me, type shit. My little homie.
He can break down the next World Cup, man. By that time, he'll be old enough, man. You don't even need me on this seat no more. He'll have it locked and loaded for the World Cup next time.
La Philly.
The Philly. You know what's sad, bro? The last time we recorded, the news broke 30 minutes after our recording.
You nigga. You know how mad bro, it was so funny. Yo, that was the first thing I thought of. I was at work too. When I got the notification, I was like, why couldn't this have happened at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, bro? When we
LeBron
was
didn't
doing
set
our
his
thing.
alarm, bro. Or was he still on the West Coast? I don't know if he's still out in LA.
Nah, I'm probably not.
Maybe. I don't know where he was in the world, but whatever that clock was on, it was not cooperating with us at all.
Yeah, man. So whatever, fuck that. It is what it is. We'll have that moment where we get some breaking news on the live, when we're recording. You know what I'm saying? The Sham's gonna drop some shit. But yeah, bro, La Philly, it was expected, but it was kind of unexpected. Honestly, I didn't think that he really was gonna end up in Philly. I was pleasantly surprised. Surprised.
We spoke about that before as being a potential landing spot for him, and probably the one that made the most basketball sense. I think a lot of people came to that conclusion, and even for himself, came to that conclusion. It just felt like, if you want to really put yourself in a position to compete and go out with a bang, it probably would be Philly as your first best option because, let's face it, Cleveland was going to be the perfect story ending, like a fairy tale ending. But basketball-wise, it really didn't make much sense because Harden's ball dominant. Mitchell is decent off ball, but really needs a ball in his
hands to create.
And, with Harden being such a facilitator and playmaker, him and LeBron have too much in common on that end where, okay, who's going to be the one making the passes? Is it going to be LeBron? Is it going to be James Harden? James Harden isn't really the best off-ball offensive player.
Yeah.
You're not going to see James Harden turn into a spot-up shooter anytime. And it was just an awkward fit, honestly. Could it have worked? I mean, anytime you have great basketball players, you could make it work. Maybe LeBron is more of the off-ball player, but, do you want to see LeBron shooting corner threes, or do you want to see him slashing? And you have, their two bigs. You have Mobley in the paint.
And Jared Allen.
Jared Allen in the paint. So spacing could be an issue. But when you look at Philly, Tyrese Maxey, great off-ball, and has played off-ball for a good part of his career,
And
especially with Harden. And can shoot.
It's similar to like the Kyrie archetype,
Exactly.
which I always say LeBron's best partner that he's ever had, like his best Robin, was Kyrie, and I stand on that.
I agree.
And so you're essentially getting the same thing from Tyrese, because Tyrese is a high-level offensive player. He can score at all three levels. He pushes the ball in transition. He has blazing speed. He's like a blur. So that takes a lot of pressure off LeBron, too.
And for LeBron, like, you see Tyrese and my Bahamian brother VJ, running the lanes on just quick outlet passes, pushing the ball ahead. Those two are going to be like absolutely phenomenal in that role. Then you got Jaylen Brown now, who even in a half-court offense can get his own bucket. You can probably run pick and roll situations with him and Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Embiid, whenever he's on the court, is obviously going to be a threat, but he's going to be a great pick and pop option, a good pick and roll option. But really, I'm looking more pick and pop, especially if he pops short, so to speak, and instead of maybe taking that three, he's great at that mid range.
Yeah,
you can put him inside screen and roll actions with him and Maxey, him and LeBron, and be very similar to what you see in Denver with Jokic and Jamal Murray. A lot of dribble handoff actions can go through on the perimeter between Maxey, VJ, LeBron, Jaylen. I mean, the offensive playbook can be like absolutely limitless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to see what he does in Philly. I think in past episodes when we talked about this, my only thing was the catch-22 to this is the pressure that's going to come with playing for a team that is looked at as a title contender. And my thing for LeBron throughout his career was people always having that criticism of him having a losing record in the finals.
Yeah.
Coming up short. The trope of him, quote unquote, not being clutch, despite him, removing that or dispelling that notion quite a few times throughout his career.
For sure.
I feel like that pressure now exists again, even unfairly at 42 years old. He's getting older, but his name never ages. Yeah. Once you say LeBron James, people take everything that comes with it, despite him being, once again, 42 years old.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be they're expecting now to do some things in the East, especially with the East kind of weakening. Boston's not the same. You don't know what you're gonna get from Cleveland. They show us something every year in the regular season, but they flame out in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't really believe in anyone else in the East. So yeah, Philly has the runway to make noise.
And they had a KCP. Philly got
KCP.
Yeah.
Yo, Bob Myers
getting to work, man.
Getting to work. And even
man.
and even too, when I was looking at it in terms of a basketball fit, the Philly kind of does make the most sense because of all the elements that you did speak of. They have the youth, they have the athleticism, they have the coaching. Miami, it sounded good, just because, you think of LeBron, you think of Giannis, but they probably didn't have enough shooting.
No shooting, and still there was never that. LeBron at age 42 wanted to go to a situation where he can contribute without having to
carry the load essentially every night. Yeah,
and if he went to Miami, it was going to be that, because guess what? Automatically, you're our best ball handler, and that's still Miami's void that they haven't filled, is finding a legit ball handler and a shot creator and a perimeter guy who can help get Giannis easy buckets, who can help get Bam Adebayo easy buckets. Yeah, that isn't there right now. Yeah. So if LeBron had went there, he was probably going to even have to play a boatload of games. You go to Philly, LeBron may only have to play 60 games.
60 games. And then even if he does play more than 60 games, he's not playing 35 minutes in a night.
No.
Probably playing 28, 27, 25 to 28 minutes a night, coming in spurts, coming in the fourth quarter and, do what he does. So I'm interested, too, to see how Philly's going to stagger those lineups. Just because I don't think they're going to start. I mean, they probably will start with Bron, VJ, Maxey, Jaylen, and Embiid. But I don't know. They probably will stagger their minutes. They'll probably have.
Oh yeah, for sure. When you have a starting five that deep, all you need is a good 8-man rotation. And you can mix it up. I'm sure there's going to be lineups where Max is going to be the primary ball handler, and he's probably going to have maybe 3 to 4 bench guys with him on the floor, and those are going to be his minutes. You can look at like, okay, we can close, second quarters like that, get Braun some extra rest going into halftime like that. You know what I'm saying? There's little situations like that. VJ is still young, only going to be in his second year. He's going to get a lot of burn that way too, and I think that was the one thing I will say is that with LeBron coming there now, albeit it's only on a 2-year deal. I think he has a player option, if I'm not mistaken, after the first year.
Yes, after the first year.
Okay,
2 years, $8 million.
So
vet minimum.
it could very well just be a 1 year, a one and done year potentially.
I think he's gonna play both years.
I think so too. But I'm just saying that it's a possibility, right? So with VJ and his growth as a basketball player, prior to LeBron coming, people were looking like, man, what a breakout rookie year. Obviously, one of the best rookies we've seen him. Knuppel, obviously Cooper Flagg. Great rookie class last year.
Yeah, great. They definitely were nice. They like that, yeah.
People are looking to VJ and saying, okay, can VJ assert himself a little bit more as a third option? Because at this point, I think everybody in the basketball world knows not to expect Joel Embiid. If he's there, great, but don't expect him to be there.
That's just icing on the cake at this point.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see like his development, because now VJ, for all intents and purposes, is going to be a 4th or 5th option on the floor, which is fine, but I think you can find ways to still develop him, because he still is the future. LeBron is not the future; he's the now. Yeah. Him and Jaylen Brown and
Maxi's the future.
That was Embiid, LeBron, Jaylen Brown. They're the now. When we're talking about 4 or 5 years in the future, it's Maxey and VJ. You still, as Bob Myers, he still has to look 4 or 5 years into the future and say, what does this team look like with Maxey? Maxey's roughly, 25
He's like 26.
Now? 26 now?
Yeah.
So entering his prime. He's going to be, next 4 years he's going to be 30, still in his prime. VJ is 21?
Yeah.
20?
If that. 20? I think he's 20, yeah.
So you're looking at those two as a tandem, and you're just saying, how do we supplement to make sure that, let's assume VJ is a good, healthy 30. You'll have a VJ who's entering his prime years at, 24, 25 years old. How does that tandem work together? What pieces do we need to slowly build around? Who do we need to draft and cultivate so that as the now pieces get older and you potentially move off them? Because like I said, LeBron's not going to be there, but a blink of an eye. He's a shooting star,
for sure.
I think finding ways to get VJ important minutes where he has second option responsibilities, third option responsibilities, just to get him into that groove and understanding even from now what that looks like for his development, because ultimately that's the job of a GM, is not just to see the right now, but to also look 3 to 5 years ahead in the future and see what the team is going to need, what it's going to look like, and develop the players to get to that point.
No, I agree 1,000%. It's definitely, you got to look at the future, but you got to try to take advantage of this window now, man.
Oh, yeah, no, the window's going to get advantage of now.
The window's there, bro.
Because, you brought up Bob Myers, and I'm just thinking like that to him, like, yeah, from a GM perspective, you're in a great position. You're talking about having, like, a full hand. Like, I'm not the best spades player. I'm not the best tunk player or anything like that. But you talk about having a deck of cards in your hands that you can play a litany of cards. This is what you want to be in. This is exactly the position you want to be in.
And he's won before.
Of course.
So he knows how to build teams. He knows how to build rosters. He knows what fits. He has the experience. He's cooking right now, bro. Cooking. So, I'm telling you right now, if we get an Eastern Conference Finals with Philly and New York,
I think it's very possible.
That is going to feed families.
I wonder if Philly fans will show up in a way that allows the arena in Philadelphia to feel like a home game, because New York fandom, they got money, bro. They got a lot of money. They travel. And, when you talk about that tri-state area, it's not even a plane ride away. It's a train ride away.
Yeah, hour and a half drive.
An hour and a half
90-minute drive, yeah.
Like, that's a quick day trip for a lot of people. You know what I mean? That's a quick, you got 2 home games. We can make that a 3-day vacation. That's a Friday to Sunday type vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see like how the fans show up and support that team. It's going to be interesting. Philly got a lot going on. Still a great football team with the Eagles. Still the 76ers.
The Phillies are always in it too in baseball.
Exactly.
They're always doing
you
their
know what
thing.
I mean? So I'm happy for them. But
Go ahead.
I was going to say this is to shift gears a little bit. It's been a lot of talk with this decision for LeBron, and a lot of new narratives being built around it. Like, have you seen people calling him a quote unquote ring chaser throughout this process?
Which is stupid. I don't. They would have found a problem with anything. Any team he would have went to, they would have called it ring chasing.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have went to Miami, it would have, you're gonna go join Giannis and you're gonna go try to go get a ring in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have went to Cleveland, Cleveland stacked. Look at their starting 5: Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. So yeah, we might have been talking about the fit. But regardless, anywhere he would have went, they would have said it was ring chasing. If he would have went to San Antonio and took the vet minimum to go over there and be an OG to those young boys, they would have said the same thing. If he would have went to Golden State, they would have said the same thing. You're pairing up with Curry, this and that. You're trying to get one more. So he's not winning that. Like, bro, get off his dick. Like, fuck. Yeah. I don't care, bro. I'm gonna defend LeBron, bro. I'm not like, I'm not. He might have his moments where he's trying to control narratives and he may not have always made the best decisions in terms, the whole Heat thing and all that, but like, y'all be just OD with it, bruh. Every fucking player is ring chasing. It's just that they're doing it in a way that y'all just don't like.
I was gonna say, like if I'm playing devil's advocate just for a moment, I think there's a very small percentage of NBA players who actually want to win. I think that number is a lot smaller than what people think.
Yeah, realize. I agree.
And I think most players are chasing the bag more so than chasing the ring. Now, if your desires are to win a championship, there's a few ways you can do that. You could, do the LeBron route, and, this is what players fought for, because prior, like in the 90s and even some parts of the early 2000s, these contracts weren't as player friendly. They weren't 3 and 4 year deals, player option to get out and choose your destiny. A lot of contracts were
7, 8 year deals, 6 year deals.
Yeah,
you're right. I remember.
Where, the organization's gonna control where you go, how your legacy is gonna be affected. So LeBron really capitalized, I think, the most aggressively on the free agent era of basketball, which I have absolutely no problem with. Then there's trusting the organization route and saying, okay, I'm going to hold you guys accountable. I think you guys are competent, and, you can put the right pieces around me, and I'll do my part as a player to attract, other players to want to come play with us. And then there's a third route, which is you're playing for a shit organization who, you know what I mean?
Which ties into the second one that you just said. Because there's, like you said, the same thing you said about players who you said there's a small percentage of players who actually want to win. This is the same shit with the owners.
Exactly.
A lot of owners don't give a fuck. As long as that bottom line is coming in and that check is getting cut every year, they don't give a fuck about winning either. So imagine, like, you could be the most talented player in the world, but you're in a trash organization. So what? You're supposed to ride it out and so, like, bro, I understand the whole loyalty shit. And if the organization is doing right by you, then of course you should stay loyal. Like, for example, why would Kobe leave? The Lakers are consistently trying to put a winning team around him. They did right by him his entire
he had
career.
A moment where
they chose him over Shaq.
Yeah. But remember, he forced their hand. Kobe was very close to going to Chicago.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes still, even with the most competent people, even competent people can get complacent. You remember what I told you a few pods ago about, loyalty without discretion is stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, what are you being loyal to? Because at the end of the day, you have to prove that you're competent. I can trust in you doing your job. Because let me tell you guys something out there, right? I know we have this thing, right, where you will look at certain people in certain professions and think, oh man, if they made it to that level, they must know what they're doing. Not true.
Not true.
You have a lot of people who are in really high positions, not just in the NBA, but in corporate America.
Life in general, nigga.
Life in general.
It
and
stems
don't be
down.
having a clue.
Yeah.
And are stupid. There's a lot of GMs who are dumb, who make stupid decisions, irrational decisions, emotional decisions.
Word.
There are people, and everybody has worked for if you've worked a few jobs, you've gotten to workplaces where, man, management's about culture and having a healthy work environment, and I feel loved and appreciated for what I bring here. And then you've also been in places, if you've worked enough, where you walk in, it's like, yo, the manager's a dickhead.
Yep.
All he cares about the bottom line. He treats people like numbers. He don't treat people good. It doesn't feel good coming to work. And you don't stay at those jobs long. So I don't know why people expect athletes to stay at a job. They're workers. They get a check. I know the check is phenomenal.
But that's why they're tripping those, because of the amount of money. It's because if basketball players were making $50,000 a year like the average American, it'd be a way different tune. It's just the fact that in a sense, it's like, oh, bro, you make all that money, so just shut up. Like, why are you complaining?
And the average person who's never been in, because to be an athlete, and you don't even need to be an elite athlete, but the average person probably isn't hyper competitive the way these guys are. So like, yeah, I got paid. Great. Everybody in this league gets paid. It don't matter who get paid what. We all live well compensated lives.
Word.
I have individual goals and desires. I want to be great. How do I do that? So I feel like the narrative about LeBron ring chasing is stupid, because everybody's trying to get to that goal some way, somehow.
Y'all just don't like how he's doing it.
Exactly.
Which is cool. To each their own. You can have your opinion. You could like how it was done before. Okay, yeah, cool. But I don't knock him for it. No. I don't knock him for it. No. And a lot of stars have ring chased, whether if they forced trades in the past or whether if they did X, Y, and Z. And a lot of y'all ain't said shit. I've had a lot of arguments with people about this all the time. There have been players in the 90s, in the 80s, if you go back, that forced their way out because they weren't winning, they weren't doing shit. Look at Barkley.
Yeah, 100%.
Wanted to get out of Philly.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler ended up in Houston.
After Philly, wanted to leave Phoenix. Went and joined Hakeem and Scotty. So get the fuck out of here with all that shit. Like, y'all trying to make this like a generation thing. Y'all trying to like, oh, this new era soft and this and that. Yo, all y'all motherfuckers was doing the same shit.
Yep.
So stop picking and choosing.
Yeah.
Get off that man dick, bro. Straight up.
It's a little, it's like I said, selective.
It's weird sometimes, bro. Like, but if you don't gotta like the man, you don't gotta think he's the GOAT. I don't think he's the GOAT. I don't think he's a GOAT. But y'all be bugging. Anyways.
But you know, in being selective, have you heard KD's comments about this?
Yeah. Niggas been tripping all week, bro.
Do we have the direct quote or the audio? I can try to play the audio if you send it to me.
I don't think, but I will pull up the quote right now.
Yeah, because Kevin Durant, man, when this is bad narrative building, man. This is bad PR, because even Clay and Draymond had to step to him, and I don't think he replied to Clay and Dre.
He didn't,
because I think KD knew, even within himself, oh, I'm probably out of pocket for that. So this is going to be very, very interesting.
So basically, they were asking him about, the decision to go to Philly and all that. And I don't know if they were trying to compare his situation to the situation right now, but
I feel like when I heard the soundbite, at least from the clip that I heard, it felt, I didn't hear the question, I just heard him speak. Yeah. So it almost sounded unprompted for him to even put himself in that comparison, right?
He was like, the last time they put 3 20-point scores on the team, they said it was unfair, which was the Warriors team I was on. Then he goes and says they have 4 25-point scorers on this team. So hell yeah, I think they're going to be a contender. They're going to be a fun team to watch. It's going to be league pass worthy. So after that, the conversation carried on and it spilled over into social media, where they were basically dissecting KD's quotes or whatever, and basically his rebuttal was that, Joel's an MVP, LeBron's a former MVP, Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown's a Finals MVP, Maxi's been an All-Star the last 3 years. Basically trying to devalue Clay, Draymond, and not devalue Steph, but basically putting him at the same level as Embiid.
Right.
Which is really dumb and stupid. But I want to hear, I'm going to piggyback off of your thoughts on this because I want to hear what you got to say about this situation. Go ahead.
Kevin Durant, and this is what I'm talking about, like, these players are still very much human, right? Do you know a song by Cameron called What Means the World to You?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm from New York. I listen to a lot of New York people, but Cam wasn't one of my favorites. No disrespect. Shout out Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Hey, New York. Hey,
Cam's one of my favorite artists, and I don't think he's the best. I'm saying he's my personal favorite New York artist.
I hear you.
And What Means the World to You is money, clothes, cars, all that stuff. KD, as a basketball player, what means the world to you? Because it doesn't seem like the accolades mean the world to you. Because KD has accomplished everything there is to accomplish in the NBA. Made all NBA teams, a 2-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP, a league MVP, all-star appearances, you name it. He's done it, One thing he probably hasn't done is what? Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah.
Right? He's basically done everything he could do as a basketball player outside of that.
Yeah.
And it never feels like his accomplishments validate him. When he's constantly replying to social media narratives, it comes off as just like an insecure human being. Strip basketball away.
Straight up.
KD looks like he needs validation from the masses. He wants people to see him in a certain light. And I think because maybe people don't look at those 2 rings that he achieved with Golden State as like some great accomplishment or like someone who really conquered the mountain, that he constantly has to try to reshape, redraw history, recontextualize everything. And 9 times out of 10 when you do that, it's never good because it's probably not true. And people are going to call you out about it.
And and it was a dishonest
assessment.
And he knows it was a dishonest assessment because him as a hooper, he knows you can't just throw a bunch of players together and it works every single time. And more often times than not, it doesn't work than it does work. That Warriors team was just like, that was just the perfect mix of it was the perfect storm. And then like adding your skill set specifically to that team, it just took it over the top. Fit matters, bro. You know how that goes, bro.
But does KD know fit matters? Because let's analyze this for a second, right? KD felt as if he couldn't win a championship with Russell Westbrook, right?
Okay. Which is fair.
Fair. That's how you feel? I'm not going to argue with how you feel. You then go to State. Now, KD, this is one big difference, right? Between LeBron's decision and yours. See, if in 2010 LeBron decided to go join the Celtics, that would look a lot different than his decision to go join the Heat and actually go to a team and an organization that he felt was capable of surrounding himself with the pieces he needed to beat the guys who were the Celtics at the time.
Yeah.
Prior to the Celtics went to 2 finals in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because they went to a conference finals for 3 straight years?
Yes.
I want to say.
They went to 2 finals in 3 years, and then they went to the conference finals all 3 years.
Right, because it was 2008 they won.
2009 they lost to the Magic.
I think Garnett was injured.
No. They lost in the second round.
That was the second round to the Magic?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because the Magic beat Cleveland in the finals.
You're right. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
But still,
regardless.
Had deep playoff runs for those 3 years. Yeah.
Right. That looks different if he went to the Celtics, because it'll be like, well, damn, bro. Now, KD, you went to the team that beat you when you had a 3-1 lead on them. As much as you might have blamed Westbrook, like your play wasn't up to par either.
Yeah, you did not play well in that Game 7.
Yeah, the whole team collapsed, right? And I think that was maybe the beginning of the leadership discussion about KD, because when things start to nosedive, it was like, well, who is it that's gonna grab the wheel and try to bring the plane back up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see that from him, right? So KD has a leadership narrative that he's been trying to combat for the longest time, and he's done everything from having weird bus analogies like, oh, we're all going to the same place. Sometimes he drives the bus, sometimes I drive the bus, whatever the case may be. So then all the accomplishments he got in Golden State, unfortunately it ends in him having a horrible Achilles injury in which he has probably the best bounce back from said injury I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever seen, right? He looks absolutely phenomenal.
Even at his age right now.
With the Achilles under. And this is someone who had, 2 foot surgeries, had a screw put in his foot.
Mm-hmm. Hyperextended knees, a lot of shit.
I can't, listen, KD's dedication to rehab and getting back to the game, I will never underestimate or question.
Or his love for the game.
Exactly. But then you decide to go to Brooklyn, right? So we're talking about fits. Now, you decided to join Kyrie.
Which wasn't bad. At that time, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
And with that supporting cast, I think the Harden shit fucked all that up. I'm going to let you finish.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what I was going to say.
The Harden thing was, I don't know who advocated for that. Brooklyn, as an organization who had no real sustained excellence in anything, looked like the guy who got his first baddie and didn't know how to act. So they went out and tried to overspend, over-leverage.
Great analogy.
You know? And they essentially ruined their franchise for years to come. They're still living in the repercussions of those decisions. COVID happened, Kyrie and the vaccine, all that. It was a shitstorm. But on paper, we don't know if these pieces really differ, because there was even reports of Kyrie and Harden just not getting along on a person-to-person basis.
I seen those.
And once again,
too.
KD, we're talking about like the leadership headlines was like, is he a glue guy? Can he massage these? Because you're super cool at Harden, you're cool at Kyrie.
Can you make it work?
Can you come in the middle and help these guys kind of,
find middle ground? Just to be able to just play together. He wasn't able to do that.
Wasn't able to do that. Harden ended up being traded. Hamstring injury and all.
Yeah.
Giannis, that's still one of the dirtiest plays. When Kyrie went up for that rebound and Giannis stuck his foot underneath him, blew his ankle out.
Yo, they were gonna win the chip.
They were gonna smoke him, but that was.
They were up for 40 that game.
Yes, bro.
They was whooping their ass.
Yeah, KD was cooking Giannis. Like, they was killing. They had no answer for Kyrie. Like I said, that play that play was up there. Who was it? Was it Zaza Pachulia that put his foot under Kawhi?
Under Kawhi, yeah.
That was up there to me with that. But I guess because it's Kyrie, people don't really look at it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are
50-50
on Kyrie.
People don't like Kyrie. So
yeah. But
it is what it is.
To keep going, then you go to Phoenix. Does that really fit? Not really.
And at the time, they should have never got rid of Chris Paul.
Nope. And then you bring in Bradley Beal. And now you're in Houston, and Houston was a disaster this year.
I had such high hopes for that team.
We all did, bro. We all did. We all did.
I went into the season thinking like, yo, they really could come out the West if the chips fall in their favor. They had everything. Especially when Van Fleet got hurt, that's when that shit got fucked up.
Exactly. So I bring all that just to bring it full circle. So now we're back to this situation now, and we're talking about fit. Putting a bunch of names on a team does not guarantee you anything. You cannot buy a championship. Look at the Clippers. The Clippers tried to buy their way into contention, and it has been an absolute disaster.
Facts.
Golden State was a culture. It was cultivated. It wasn't fast assembled. This thing took years, and it even took hard decisions from people when they got rid of Monte Ellis. The fan base was upset.
Yeah, they were tight.
But they saw the future, what they needed to do, and in the long run, they were right.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the people in the locker room gelled on a personal level.
Yeah.
That locker room is tight. I mean, outside of Draymond and the Jordan Poole incident, you don't really hear much about. It wasn't like
issues.
Barbosa was in a beef with Clay, or you didn't hear a beef about Sean Livingston wasn't rocking with
each other, stuff like that. They actually liked each other as a team.
Exactly. And what's the Evisi?
Festus Ezeli?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on now.
I think he's even still in the organization doing
Maurice
broadcasts.
Spates.
Maurice Spates. They had a real culture in Golden State, and That's where the strength in numbers slogan came in
from, yeah.
And Katie, you entered a situation that was perfect for you because they were one of the most non-ball dominant teams. I mean, was leading the league in assists for years.
Yeah.
And with your skill set, being able to play off ball, being able to play on ball, like
being able to shoot.
The ultimate offensive weapon, alongside with Curry, who commands so much attention.
You were essentially getting layups every game.
I mean, and Clay, and that's the thing, to undersell Clay as if like, oh, well, Clay was just a shooter. No. That's why Clay had to come in and say, hey, why are you using my full government? And then Draymond chimed in like, Slim thought he was on them burners. Don't let the last 4 or 5 years of Clay
get you fucked up about who he was, bro.
Exactly. He is one of the top 5 greatest shooters ever.
You could make the case he's a top 5 3-and-D player of all time.
For sure.
When you're looking at I'm not talking two-way players.
No, 3-and-D.
3-and-D players.
Being able to shoot threes
and play defense. Because he might be the best of all time.
Because trust me, it was a lot of times, especially in them OKC runs, where it's like, you're not putting Curry on prime Russell Westbrook. You were putting Clay and Draymond on him, containing him.
You were putting Clay on basically all the best point guards at that time. Kyrie, everyone.
Yeah, all of them.
And he was still out there giving you 20 off of screens.
Yeah.
He's not even dribbling the ball, bro.
Insane.
Off of screens.
I mean, what is
pin downs.
60 off 5 dribbles or something crazy like that?
11 dribbles, 60
11
points.
Dribbles, yeah.
Y'all got Clay fucked up. Y'all think just because he's a little older now, y'all forget how he's not even a top 5 3, and he's the greatest 3-and-D player of all time.
I can't think of anybody, when you talk about the level at which he shoots the 3. There's really nobody in that role better than him, because when you talk about the only 3-point shooters that you can name in his atmosphere are all-time greats, is Steph, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. And
you could throw Lillard in there. He's a great shooter. Larry Bird.
Yeah, but even still, I don't think Lillard's a great 3-point shooter, but I still don't think he's what Clay was.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like Reggie and those guys, like Ray, it's like that. Yeah, no, that's not even like he's
Larry Bird.
He's like a 4. Larry Bird, I think Larry Bird might be the 5th. Like Clay's like a top 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those guys. Like,
I think he's the 2nd greatest shooter of all time.
Clay?
Yeah.
I still got Ray over him. I'll take Ray.
Just because of what he did off the dribble?
Off the dribble. And I was even just watching like old Ray highlights in Boston where it was like, bro, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like Ray. I think Ray doesn't get the recognition the way. I mean, he does, but I think
he doesn't. No one talks about Ray Allen when they talk about the great shooting guards of all time.
That was my thing. Like when we were talking about Shea, I'm like, I got Ray ahead of Shea.
I'm not mad. Shea got 2 MVPs, bro.
Yeah, but
Ray never. I don't even think Ray ever finished. Well, he might have finished top 5 a couple of years.
My thing is with Ray is like, you got to remember, like Ray's career was Milwaukee Bucks and Seattle Sonics.
Yeah.
Prior to going to Boston.
Yeah.
2 small market teams, 2 teams that never really did much to build around him. We only got 1 year of him and KD together, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we never got to see Ray in true prime time, things. And I even go back to Ray's college career. Like
Ray and KD never even played together. Ray left the year before.
That was the year before?
Yeah. Ray got traded in 07.
You're right.
And then the 07 draft was KD.
You're right. I'm thinking Ray left the summer of, they won in 08. So
they won in 08,
You're right. Damn.
07. Yeah,
you're
bro.
Right.
They didn't play together. That would have been cool to see, though.
Man,
imagine if that would have happened.
What?
Because KD averaged 20 his rookie year.
Yeah, bro. If you had KD... It would have been KD, Jeff Green, and Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, and then who else was still on that team?
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Yeah,
you're right. My bad. I was just thinking because I'm like, what's Ray? I was like, yeah, because you know what it is when 07 is so long ago now. I just remember as a kid, I was like,
it's gonna be 20 years ago next year,
yeah, bro. Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Ray is that like. Arguably the greatest clutch shot in NBA Finals history.
1000%.
Arguably. In NBA Finals history, I don't know. I think it's that shot and Kyrie's shot on Steph is in that discussion.
Yeah. In terms of like the moment.
The pressure.
And everything that came with like the circumstances that would have arose had they not made those shots. Although was the game tied with Golden State when Kyrie hit that shot?
I think so. We can double check. We can fact check later, regardless of the fact.
So
Huge
let me
shot.
ask you a question. Do you think that, and I'm not diminishing anything, this is just for the sake of conversation. Do you think that if that shot, when we look back in hindsight, it was probably the greatest clutch shot in finals history, but just, the game was tied. So even if he misses that, they still have a chance to win.
Yeah, potentially. But potentially, I have to go back and look.
So does that kind of like...
you know why it doesn't for me? Because I understand what you're saying, where it's like, okay, tie game, worst case scenario, we go into overtime.
Versus they were down 2.
Exactly. It's really do or die.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. The situation's, I think that's a legitimate option, but
like it's the legitimate argument to make.
Yeah, because it's just so many times like, there's like these what if scenarios are crazy because you never know, like the block by LeBron followed by that shot, let's say he misses that. Sometimes when you go into overtime, it's like the other team gets their second win, like, we survived that. And then the other, like, for the Cavaliers, it's like you kind of flame out.
Yeah, because you... Damn, I did all that for that block, and then we didn't even capitalize on it.
And now you got to play an extra 5, and it's like you've seen where, like, damn, in the first 2 to 3 minutes of that overtime, it's like, oh, my God, 5-0 run, 7-0 run. Now the game starts to get tight, and you don't have the gas to really get over the hump. So that's why it's kind of like... But to your point, at the end of the day, it's still a chance to survive. That shot by Ray Allen, the situation and the circumstance behind it was a lot more heavily weighted.
I agree.
LeBron had...
Actually, I have an argument to that.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear your argument.
Because if you really look at the NBA right now, and 11 years later, or no, 10 years later, we still feel the effects of that 2016 finals.
Yeah.
Think of all the things that happened as a result of that finals. If Golden State manages to win that finals, KD doesn't go there. So who knows? The Warriors may have won that year, but who knows if LeBron doesn't come back and win 2 more? Think about the narratives now that have been like created based off of that finals that still lingers now, bro. Look at how that finals, how KD's still fighting for his life right now. Look at how we look at Steph. Yo, what if Steph didn't get those 2 rings with KD? What if he went back to back and maybe got 1 more? Do we still look at him in the same breath?
But let me ask you this, though.
That finals changed a lot of shit.
No, it did.
And it's still lingering now. Look at Kyrie. Look at from where like that shot took him to everything that happened after that.
You're right. It's definitely ripple effects, and that's why I love history, bro. You just never know what the fabric of time is gonna hold. But check this out, though. In the same breath, we gotta remember. Okay, so LeBron goes to the Heat. He's there for 4 years. First year, historically bad finals appearance against the Mavericks. I don't care what anybody says. If there was validity to the LeBron quote-unquote choke artist thing, it was that finals that kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Because Jason Terry averaged more points than him in a finals appearance, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to go, okay, you bounce back. You're angry LeBron now. You crush everybody the next year. And you beat the Oklahoma City Thunder.
5.
And beat them in 5.
Decisive.
First ring, about damn time, right? Now you're looking at a back-to-back. And LeBron runs into San Antonio, who was an aged team, but a veteran team and a wily team with enough young pieces to,
be able to keep up with everybody in the league.
Like I think that was the first time like Tony Parker had that game in Miami. We had like a crazy game winner.
Yeah.
Like he was down.
He was still in his prime though. He was like 32, so he was still doing. He was still.
And he had a young Kawhi emerging, but that shot.
Danny Green was young. They had Patty Mills.
Patty Mills.
Boris Diaw.
No, they had dogs.
They had a squad, bro.
They had a squad. But think about it. LeBron even leading to that corner shot from Ray Allen, that came off of LeBron missed 3. if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And I think LeBron had 2 bad possessions before that. So the pressure was weighing on LeBron. What if we looked at that situation? Like, let's say Ray Allen misses that shot, San Antonio wins, Tracy McGrady walks out with a ring. What if they lose back-to-back to San Antonio? And now instead of looking at Miami as, okay, I got there for 4 years, I won 2 out of the 4 years there, you get 1 out of 3? LeBron's legacy, even just from that standpoint, does that even further, push his decision to leave to Cleveland? Mm-hmm. Is he able to leave Miami with the comfort of knowing, okay, I did all I could here to go to Cleveland, to even end up with the Golden State situation?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's an interesting part about what if scenarios, because we don't know.
You don't know.
Like destiny just didn't have it that way.
We probably still would have looked at Wade as the 3rd best point guard, because we look at the fact that he got 3 championships, that like we play that into it. But now we probably would have still had them there. So there's definitely the narrative on LeBron would have. I mean, if you look at it, every single finals LeBron is in, the narrative is fucking on the line.
Think about it like this, bro. The miss. It was the most perfect bad miss. Like, LeBron back ironed that.
Yeah. You're right. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Tim Duncan wasn't on the floor to get the rebound, and Chris Bosh was able to crash the boards and tip it to Ray Allen. So imagine if Ray Allen just missed that. No one would be talking about the Ray Allen missed 3. They're talking about the brick, the quote-unquote brick
for sure.
that LeBron had. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how the media would have flipped it.
Yeah.
Like, in a heartbeat. Yeah. But instead, Ray Allen and Chris, like, bro, backpedaling. And bro, like,
that's hard.
Pause, bro. When I was a kid, I got big calves. I don't have like chicken legs. But Ray Allen, when you look at athletes and you see that, like, their what do you call it, extremities? Yeah. Like, Ray Allen's calves are huge. Ray Allen, I'm from there. Do you remember the shoe with the platform on it that you used to wear like at Super to get you with bounce? And it used to be on all the East Bay covers. It got like hold on.
My memory cooked, bro.
No. I'm gonna show you. This might jog your memory, because this is a lot of hoopers might be able to relate to this. Oh my God, I'm typing too fast. I put show. I'm trying to find this shoe. I'm forgetting the name. Here it is, bro. That's not the shoe, but it basically looked like that.
Oh,
that's not the shoe, but it basically looked like that.
Okay,
like that's what it looked like Ray Allen just walked around with. Like, bro, he's always on his toes. He was always agile, never flat-footed. And when you watch him like backpedal and tippy toes, like his heels never even touch the ground, bro. Yeah. And he elevates so high off his shot, completely laced that shot, ripped all net. Like I said, that shot to me, I watch it over, and witnessing that live, bro, I knew everybody in the room. My uncle had a watch party for the Heat.
Oh, okay.
Everybody in the room thought the Heat were cooked.
We did too. I was watching that at my boy's crib.
I would never forget, bro, the reaction from everybody in the crib was insane. Like, to this day, bro, I mean, I love Kobe, bro. And Kobe doesn't have so many clutch shots, but I've never seen a shot like that. Yeah. I never seen a reaction like that. Yeah. Like, the moment was just so heavy, and it paid off so big that it doesn't make sense. But
nah, it's up there.
All that to say, man, KD, bro, stop trying to seek validation. Stop trying to control narratives, and just appreciate what you've accomplished. Appreciate the people who you accomplished it with, because,
bro, you're part of probably the greatest team of all time, bro.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, man, I don't want to, we saw the Cavaliers do their little 10-year anniversary thing, and sadly Kyrie wasn't there. People were wondering, Kyrie is a beef, it's not, and whatever the case may be. But, eventually those championships are going to be 10 years removed, 20 years removed. Like, it don't look like KD might be invited to some of those currently at this. It don't look like
sad, because part of me feels like he's misunderstood, bro.
I feel the same way too.
Which is like, go ahead. It sucks, but go ahead.
It sucks, and he is misunderstood, but also he do be hard to understand. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like he is misunderstood, but he is hard to understand at the same tokens. So
Yeah.
you kind of take the good with the bad, bro. But
Shout out to you, KD. Stop trying to get these people to validate anything about your career, bro. You're an all-time great.
exactly.
You're a top 5 offensive player to ever touch a basketball.
Exactly.
There'll probably never be another player like you. Everyone thought Wemby came into the league. When Wemby was coming into the league, they thought he was gonna be a better version of you
KD.
or whatever the fuck, bro. There is nobody like you. We will not see a player like you for a long time.
Nope. They said the same thing about Brandon Ingram. They called him Baby KD, but
Yeah.
hey,
Who else? I feel like there's more players.
there's a few because like KD, like I said, KD was a mold. Like I feel like the mold of like taller players that are like that is KD, Brandon Ingram, and really even Larry Bird, because Larry Bird was 6'10" doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying.
But
Yeah, just to wrap it up, I got one more. We had one more topic about.
there's one thing I wanted to ask you though before
Okay, go
you
ahead.
say your topic.
Go ahead, do your thing.
How did you feel about Jaylen Brown saying that him and Tatum haven't really spoken since he's gotten traded at his introductory press conference?
All surprised in the slightest. And
Yo, you think Jason Tatum's a hater?
yeah, no, that's why like in my other pod we talked about that he was what we call the silent hater. You know, he's not like, you know, the overt hater that like Dame Dash is.
Yeah.
He's a silent hater. You know what I mean? Like silence speaks louder than anything, because if you wanted him there, you could have used all the leverage in the world to say, no, I want him here. And then it shuts down everything Boston had. But I'm sure behind the scenes, you had the talks with whoever you had to talk with, and they were saying, we're going to do this. And you're sitting there like, yeah, no, okay, cool. Even like the dry-ass Instagram post on a story was like, you know, it was so, like I said, you know, I don't think they have a beef, but they probably, it feels Bill Belichick, Tom Brady like,
Yeah.
where you've obviously accomplished a lot together, but you really weren't tight outside of the workplace. You know what I mean? Two different minds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which is okay sometimes
and
too.
No, and it's fine. And not to sound petty, but it this is gonna sound petty, because you look at a mind like Jaylen Brown,
Yeah.
who is Muslim,
I didn't even know he was Muslim.
pro-black, extremely smart, and very socially aware and conscious, and advocates for those things ad nauseum. Then you have Jason Tatum, who's just like a tall, light-skinned nigga who's a Drake fan. Like, duh. The two probably aren't going to really mix like that. When, like, little things like that let me know that these two probably don't have that much in common. When Tatum's like that, like, Drake's my favorite artist of all time, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. You look at, like, Tatum's personality being kind of blandish and kind of looking like he's aura farming at times. It's like, yeah.
Bro, you love throwing them little Drake shots in.
Bro, I'm just saying certain things that just fit the mold,
It's
bro.
just suddenly
It just makes sense, bro.
He's just bland.
Bro, it's just like, it just
He's
makes
a Drake
sense.
fan.
Like, I get it, bro. Like
I can't wait.
You know
to,
what's funny?
I can't wait to have that Drake talk with you.
Listen, man. You know what's funny?
I can't wait, nigga.
There's a dude named FD Signifier. Nigga said, if Drake's your favorite music artist, you probably think Vanilla Ice Cream Spicy.
You wildin', bro.
That's not my words, but I died laughing. But listen,
Nigga, I'm a Drake fan. I want all the smoke with all y'all niggas. What's up?
Listen, we're gonna get back to basketball just to close this out, because just on the last closeout topic, I saw, you know, there's still some free agents out there. Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, I believe even James Harden is still currently unsigned, right? Mm-hmm. But as far as Westbrook's concerned, I was seeing reports from quote unquote anonymous GM saying that Westbrook is uncoachable, that he's not like a winning player, you know, stuff like that. Just, you know, the stuff. And I had a problem with it, because I feel like far too many times we've seen this in sports, and they did it to Jaylen Brown just recently, where like whatever unanimous source said like Jaylen Brown was the 7th best player analytically. Yeah. It's like, yo, when people say stupid shit, please put a name on it. Yeah. So we can target this person, because like, who is the GM? What if that same GM is the GM for fucking Sacramento? Well, I don't want to hear shit about the GM from fucking Sacramento. I don't want to hear from the shit from the GM of who else? The Washington Wizards? Yeah. Like, who is the GM, and why are they allowed to put a silent bullet out there with no trace? And for me as a basketball fan, I feel like the NBA over the last 10 years, because we've seen them do it to Melo, we've seen them do it to Jamal Crawford, where it's like these unceremonious kind of like, oh, we're just going to push you out the league. Like, all right, we're done with you.
This is what it is.
This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Essentially what it is. You're not bringing them any money. You're not a marquee name. You're not a perennial all-star. You're not an MVP. You're not, putting up your triple doubles. So this is how it goes. They always they phase you out. That's just how it is,
I hate
bro.
it, especially for a player like Westbrook, who has such a large fan base. Who he's the Brody.
He's passionate dude.
He's passionate dude.
Intense.
Intense. One of the more fashionable dudes in the league. I mean, I absolutely love his brand. Honor the Gift. You're not just robbing Westbrook, still some really productive years in his career, and him getting to leave on his terms. It's like you spreading this narrative and putting this thing in the zeitgeist is robbing basketball fans of a chance to appreciate somebody who we watched, for better, for worse, whatever you loved him or hate him. Westbrook has provided oohs and ahs for over a decade, well over a decade now in the NBA. And I think it's just nasty that, we have this anonymous source thing that gets to, dictate how people view certain athletes, or how, that can influence other teams into saying, I'm not going to take a chance. Maybe there's somebody who wants to take a chance on Westbrook and say, well, maybe we can fit him in here. And they're just like, now that he said that, he's like, no, put a name on it, man. That's just my closing argument, bro. I'm tired of the cowards hiding behind, the anonymous thing.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I agree with the if you're gonna say something, stand on it.
Yeah, say it your chest, pussy.
But like, yo, bro, if we keeping it a buck, bro, and this is why this is like, I don't want to say I hate like the media game, because you could essentially say we're in the media game now. Or just like even like potting and everything, because it's like you can't even like really like, I don't want to say criticize, but you can't like call out what you see.
No, bro, you
know
can.
what I'm saying? So
you can. You
although
100% can.
although yes, you a bitch, whoever you are, for not standing on it. You didn't put your face on it on the quote. Based off of what we've seen throughout the duration of his career, is there not some validity to those statements?
Yeah, bro, it's fine, bro. I'm not saying you can't say nothing.
Okay, like, so that's my whole thing.
Bro,
is that
it's fine, but like there's certain things that like I feel like are unfair, bro. Like,
I feel that.
You saying Westbrook is uncoachable is unfair, because we've seen Westbrook actually volunteer to take lesser roles,
on teams,
come off the bench, do what he's
right,
asked to do, never make it about himself. And you even had to Mike Malone was the previous Denver coach, right?
Yeah.
Come out and say, like, I would fight for Westbrook. Like, he shows up, he works, he's a great energy. But you guys have made him the scapegoat over the last 6 or 7 years. Get it? Bad play is bad play, I get it. But saying he's uncoachable, to treat it like he's some type of cancer in the locker room, is unjustifiably rude and unwarranted.
Nah, you're right. You know
what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true. Nah, you're right.
Because Westbrook has not, like,
you're right.
Melo was shown to be a bit uncoachable. Melo, when you ask Melo before he was the walls came closing in, the saxophone was getting loud. When he talked about bringing Melo off the bench, Melo was like, "Who, me come off the bench?"
Hey, yo, P, they said I gotta come off the bench. You remember that shit?
Do I need to say any more? And that's not me putting words. He did that shit.
Yeah.
And if he did that shit publicly, what the fuck you think he was doing behind?
Yeah, I hear you.
Duh.
Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever seen Westbrook say, "I'm not willing to do this"? Westbrook can't even shoot. That's a fair critic. He's not a great shooter. I seen him go stand in the corner and not bitch about it. He's had to be put in roles where it isn't even catered to his strengths, and he doesn't complain. He doesn't kick up his feet and start kicking and screaming.
You know what? Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true. Yeah, they doing him dirty with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I said they were doing him dirty, but I don't know. It's just the,
Like I said,
the
bro,
erratic. It's the erratic play style, and it's just
don't
like,
get me wrong.
you know what I'm saying. And I feel like that, like me
true.
on the outside looking in, I'm trying to see it like, all right, maybe what they're saying,
Bro,
it might not be 100% the truth, but there might be some validity to it.
Bro, at the end of the day, bro, like don't get me wrong, like every player has a weakness. If you're gonna say like maybe you can't coach him out his weaknesses, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Westbrook's never gonna be a low turnover player or whatever case may be because Westbrook plays at 100 miles per hour. That's in his DNA, is how he's wired. Fair. Saying he's uncoachable is a different statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that implies that he's hard-headed, that he don't listen, that he's which I don't think has ever been the case because the people who have coached Westbrook, especially what was the first coach in OKC? His name's drawing Scott Brooks, right?
Yeah.
Scott Brooks loved Westbrook, maybe even a little bit too much. He might have actually made him into what he is today.
Yeah,
because he allowed him so much.
In his
yeah,
back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was never like Westbrook is, I think, a basketball coach's dream because he's always going to show up and give effort. He's always in shape. Like I just don't like that. And like the anonymous thing is just like, let me throw a shot. It's not even a criticism. It's let me throw a shot.
Yeah.
Let me throw a shot and not have to put my name on it.
Yeah. I feel that's weak. That's weak. That's weak.
Shit, that's all I got, bro. Anything
all
else?
I know is shit, nigga. We gonna say something. We gonna stand on it.
That's
Believe
a fact.
that.
That's a fact.
Believe that.
Our faces are right here, bro.
Believe that. Everybody know where I be at.
All right.
Believe that.
Well, you dropping lows? All right, man. Anything else you got to tell them?
Nah, I think we good. We good for today, man.
All right, bro.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace.
Peace.